y'all, and welcome back to another video of my creative life with Kelssweetie, where we read books and we make art. Today we are participating in the Halfway to Halloween tag. Now this was created by Lauren from Happy Haunts Library. Go follow her if you're not. I love her. When I really started to get into the Halloween content over on YouTube, I started following her because I loved how her main thing is lifestyle content, but in the scope of Halloween. So her main thing is she's trying to find the happiness and joy that the Halloween time kind of brings her and insert it through the rest of her year. And I love that. I think that her videos are fun and she's just really great to kind of watch, and she's also just the sweetest person. So make sure you go follow her. She did a tag for Halfway to Halloween, and you'll notice that there'll be a lot of Halloween content starting to creep in around here because we are now halfway to Halloween, and so Halloween hunting is going to start and Halloween planning is going to start because it's an artistic holiday, and this is how I get my art out. If you are new around here, I do of course read books and rate books and give book recommendations, and those will still be around. Please do not think that those are going anywhere. But lifestyle content wise, I also thrift and I antique and I make art. The beginning of this video goes where we read books and we make art. And the holidays are a very creative time for me, and I love to share it with y'all. While this is the Halfway to Halloween tag, also expect a Halloween decor planning video coming up soon for Halfway to Halloween, as well as I'm going to the spooky swap meet at the end of this month. So there will be 3 Halloween videos coming up, and then there will be probably a little bit of time before a Halloween hunting vlog or haul ends up showing up around here, because it's that time of year. You gotta start looking ahead of time for budget reasons, of course. But I also wanted to just insert this, and it seemed really fun, so I wanted to participate. I'm going to go through some of these and answer some questions. These are really fun and kind of introspective and just an idea of why I even like Halloween in the first place and why I love it so much. So let's get into the intro and we'll get into these questions after that. So diving right into the questions, the first question is, are you a fan of haunted houses? No. I am a chicken. Here's the thing. I could read the weirdest. Recently I read like a fantasy novel that was really gory, to be honest. I mean, in a very funny way, but it was a lot. I can read heart-wrenching books that are very scary and in context and stuff. I can read all day about that. Movies, we go down a peg because it's a little much to be watching all of that. And it freaks me out because then my brain starts filling in the blanks. This creative brain starts going, so in the dark, what's in the dark? I don't know what's in the dark. I watched something the other day, and that's what's in the dark. So now that's in the dark, and now it's going to come from me. And it's a lot. It's a lot. So horror movies, we go down a peg. And then finally, haunted houses. I don't want to be a part of a horror movie. I am fine with reading these books and analyzing them and how are they a part of society and what can we learn from them. Haunted houses are simply scare factor, and I cannot do it. I am a chicken to the day I die. Now, I will say I miss going on haunted hay rides from when I was a kid. I grew up in Ohio, which essentially is, I don't care who tells you, Ohio is the Halloween state of the world, because the weather during October is absolutely perfect. It's the perfect fall weather. There's cornfields everywhere. You have corn mazes and hot apple cider and haunted mazes and haunted hay rides, and it's nothing but farm country, which is the perfect place to have the perfect Halloween. Pumpkin patches and apple orchards and all of that. And I think that really kind of is the reason why I'm so obsessed with Halloween, because I grew up where I grew up. If I grew up in LA, I don't think that it would have been the same, because my partner did. And when I talk to him about Halloween, it's a completely different experience for him. But although I miss a haunted hayride every now and then, can't do haunted houses. Even back when I was a kid, I could do haunted hay rides, but I don't know what it's, I guess it's because I'm on my own 2 feet or something. I don't know. Do not like haunted houses. Now, did I go to Haunted Mansion recently at Disneyland? I had a great time. Absolutely. Was I a little afraid going in there? Yes, because I didn't know what to expect at first. I thought it was going to be kind of like very, very scary. It's not. It was very like fun. Which I should have known when I saw some like 5-year-old kid in front of me, but you know. So, number one, no, I don't do haunted houses. Can't make that clear. Number two, what's your favorite ghost story? I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't have one. I very much believe in ghosts. I don't think that they're like made up. I believe in spirits very heavily. I don't mess with Ouija boards for a reason. I don't put Ouija anything around my house. I don't mess with calling the corn. No. Mm-mm. I believe far too much in spirits to play with spirits. And I also just don't like ghost stories. Like real ghost stories. Like watching a movie and it's a ghost or something, like Candyman or whatever, love it. Absolutely. Can't get enough of it. But like actual ghost stories, also I didn't grow up kind of like sharing ghost stories or anything. Again, because I was a huge chicken. I was more of a chicken then than I am even now. I don't really have one. I know that this is a bad start, but I swear we're going to pick up. I swear we're going to pick up. 3, Halloween decor hunting this year? Yes, absolutely. I could not. Oh, it's such a serotonin boost for me to go decor hunting. And the thing is when, if you're new around here, when I go Halloween decor hunting, I don't always look for things that are specifically Halloween. One, I think it's a lot of fun. I come up with these very specific themes and these experiences. I try not to just go, oh, just put up Halloween. I kind of like to go. So, for instance, last year, I did have a vintage Halloween, classic Halloween section, but I also had in my living room around my TV area, it was a monster movie mash area. So basically, it was trying to take into consideration anything that is TV or movie wise, a monster movie or a horror film that I love to watch during Halloween, and kind of a ode to that in a very kind of, again, fun movie type of way. Then there was my wonderful book nook area, which is always kind of my huge display piece. That is the ultimate thing that I usually decorate. And last year was the 90s Halloween party idea, which was very millennial, very Goosebumps. Just think of Snick and everything. Like, it was so much fun. I can't wait to honestly like get back into some of my bins to look at some of those things and pull those things out, because I was collecting things that weren't necessarily Halloween. It was the idea of like Lisa Frank Halloween pencils or Goosebumps novels, but not just Goosebumps novels, also Sabrina Teenage Witch novels or Charmed novels. Like just those little flappy things that you got during middle school to get your books up for the Book It challenge. Or oh my god, there were makeup and costume kits and stuff, or I don't know, the VHS cassette tapes. Like, I love the idea of thinking outside the box when it comes to decorating these sections, and I come at it like an I Spy book. I want you to look at something, be overwhelmed with this sense of nostalgia or excitement, and then find something different the longer you look at it and be like, where did you get that from? Or be excited by it. That is always the best. Last year's theme was so great that I've even kept some things out from that because it was so much fun. Like, for instance, this little Beetlejuice action figure that I ended up getting. I have 2 of them. This is the one that I ended up keeping out. And he's like amazing. I also got like some Halloween McNugget characters that I ended up putting those away, but then there was also like, what else did I keep out? Some of these Monster Ben Cooper NECA figures that came out last year. For instance, those are really great. Now these stay out year round on my bookshelf. My Goosebump novels stay out year round on my bookshelf. It was so much fun, and I really want to do something the same this year. And in the kitchen, I did a Practical Magic themed witch apothecary kitchen, which was also a lot of fun because it definitely wasn't Halloween themed. It was very earthy, but very witchy and very just creating this space for a very specific theme. A lot of people have said that I should go into like set design, and honestly, in another life, you know, give it a couple of months or whatever, maybe I will, maybe. But I think that it was a lot of fun, and I'm excited to start doing that again. The next question is which items. So I still have to decide on my themes for this upcoming year. I know that I think I want to bring back the 90s Halloween, because that was just so much fun to do and really exciting, and the colors were so much fun. I think also my vintage Halloween, I want to live in a space, but I don't know if I want to bring it back entirely. I don't know. I think another thing is the Monster Mash movie area was really fun to have around my television. But I think this upcoming year, I might want to switch it to something more like Universal monsters, more classic monsters, rather than just period anything that I like to watch during that time. Who knows? I know that after seeing the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland recently, that I want to go into the kitchen. I loved my witch kitchen, but I think I want to do something less practical magic and more Haunted Mansion, New Orleans witch type of thing this year. I really would love something like that. So I still have to think about it. The video is going to come out where I plan on camera what I'm going to be doing. So I don't know which items just yet, because I don't know the themes. And again, it's kind of a thing where it's like, okay, what is talking to me? Rather than going, oh, that's Halloween. Let me just get the Halloween. Which is why I love Halloween decor hunting, because it feels like a challenge to me on how creative I can get. So I love that. 4, candy corn, love or hate. I'm in the middle. I'm definitely in the middle, because sometimes a couple of candy corn are cool. I'm not one of those people who's eating a whole bag. And I'm not buying a bag. Like, I'll be happy to get, like, maybe, like, one of those small little personalized little baggies. I'd be happy to get maybe 5 or 6 of those in there. But other than that, no. I will say, though, that Bath & Body Works used to make, in the 90s, used to make a candy corn scented candle. And something about it brings back the nostalgia of the 90s, because I think my mom bought it. I don't think that I would ever light it or even have that in my house now, but smelling something like that definitely brings back memories. So I'm neither love nor hate. I'm kind of ambivalent to it. I'm just like, either way. Don't let me have a lot of it, but if you got 5 to give, I'll be fine with it, type of thing. 5, do you love dressing up for Halloween? Okay, so yes. I, for the same reason that I love Halloween decor hunting, I do love dressing up for Halloween. We have a Halloween party every year, and it's a lot of fun because we invite all the adults in our life. Just, hey, you want to get together, it's good vibes at our house. Nothing crazy, just, you know, dress up and have a good time for a night. And one thing we found is that a lot of people, even people who usually don't like Halloween or dress up, end up having an amazing time, because they're just like, this was great, I feel like a kid. Like, in that way of no pressure. We're just dressing up. We're just meeting some other people who are really good vibes. This is a lot of fun type of thing. And every year, it's amazing to see what people come up with. I love, like, the next thing that whenever I'm into, like, something that year, I kind of just dress up as it, just like you would when you were a kid. I think the first year that we had it, I dressed up like Winnie Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. That was fun. I dyed my hair, like, I spray painted it red and put it in this whole thing, and it was great. Another year, Across the Spider-Verse came out, and I dressed up like Spider-Punk, and I ended up thrifting and making that entire outfit, which was a lot of fun. I was really happy with how I did that. Last year, it was alright. I was going for, like a mobster's wife, and looking back, I kind of just looked like a woman of the night. So, yeah. It wasn't the best, but I mean, it was fun to dress up as. I will say that. This year, because I'm into Star Wars, I'm a new Star Wars member of the fandom. I'm thinking I'm gonna dress up as a Jedi, or like Rey, or like a scavenger or something along those lines. I want to kind of dress up as. I'm very excited for it, because I did buy a lightsaber. I made a lightsaber while I was at Disneyland, and I wanted to put it to use, and this is my new thing. I don't know, I may even go on like a gender bender Anakin Skywalker, like Annie Skywalker type of thing. That sounds like a lot of fun now. So we will see. We'll see what I end up coming up with. But I really feel like I'm sold on that. So we'll see. My favorite costume of all time is the second part to this question. I don't know. I think that my favorite costume I ever did was dressing up as Winnie Sanderson, just because it was something I always wanted to do. Like, I finally had the chance, and it was something I always wanted to do, and I got so many compliments on it, and it was a lot of fun dressing up as her, and I feel like everybody got it. So I maybe want to say that, but also another year I dressed up in a couple's costume, and I was the bride of Frankenstein, and my partner was Frankenstein, and I found like some wedding dress at the thrift store for $5. Like, it was one of those David Bridals, just tons have been made, mass produced, and I got to rip it up a bit, and I think that I looked really great in it, and it was great to like wear a wedding dress just to be wearing. So that was fun. I think those two may be like some of my favorite, but then I also loved making the jacket for my Spider Punk outfit, to be honest. So, oh, I don't know. I don't know. And then my jacket even for last year's mobster wife was a lot of fun to kind of wear, because I love I love that coat now. Like, I wear that coat all the time. I feel like I low key just did the costume so I could buy the coat. I don't know. This year may be one of my favorites. I think anytime that I have to creatively kind of put something into it, it's usually a lot of fun, and not simply me like buying up certain things, which is why I think last year's didn't feel as special, because I feel like I had to buy a lot of portions of it in order to make it, and I want to go back to just kind of trying to make it myself. I don't know if that even answered it. We're gonna say Winnie Sanderson, though. It's my favorite costume I've ever done. 6, one spooky bucket list item this year. I don't know if I have one. I know that my partner has been dangling the idea of going to Salem, but that's a conversation, truly, for whether or not we go for our anniversary. I don't think we're going for October, and I've heard that it's crazy if you go during Halloween, to be honest, and more crazy than you probably think that it may be fun for somebody who's really into Halloween. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a bucket list item for me this year. I think possibly I don't usually do a spooky bucket list. That's another thing too. I think I sprinkle it throughout the season so that I don't feel like I'm pressured to do something. Maybe finally having a movie night. I have been trying to have a horror movie night with friends for a very, very long time, and I love hosting. I love any excuse to like be creative and host something, and I think this year may be the year that I finally go, we're having a horror movie night. Just come to my house, and it'll be one of those things where I make all the desserts and stuff or the snacks based off of the movies we're watching, and I curate a couple of films, and it's just fun. That's one thing that I really want to do, and I think that this is the year that I'm going to try and do. Hello, editing Kelsi popping in here, because obviously I do not plan ahead. And that's becoming a thing now that I know that I can just pop these little tidbits in here while I'm editing. I actually thought a little bit more and started watching some more Halloween videos in preparation for the planning video, and realized I actually do have some actual spooky bucket list items. One, this year I really want to go to an apple orchard. I want to pick some apples. I want to have some fresh apple cider. There's this place, I don't know exactly where it is off the top of my head, but it's further up north, and it not only is like an apple orchard, but it has a great like pizza place outside of it, and I wanted to go last year. We didn't get a chance to take that trip, and this year I really want to do it this year, and I even told my partner, I was like, yo, we gotta go this year. The other thing is last year my partner surprised me and took me to this place called Live Oak Canyon. And it's closer to Big Bear, but he took me during October, and it was the closest thing that I've ever felt to feeling like it was fall, with the chill and the pumpkins and the hay and all of that I have felt in a very, very, very long time since moving to California. I've not been able to experience a Halloween that felt like fall in a very long time. It's very sad. This place is Halloween or pumpkin or fall related for a good portion of the year, and it switches to a little bit of Christmas at one point. He took me there last year as a surprise. It was fantastic and the most romantic thing ever. And now I told him, you're gonna have to take me here basically every year, because now that I know that there's a place I can go, where I can feel like it actually feels like fall for 2 seconds. You can't just like not take me there now. Like I'm high off of that. So that may be a new tradition. We will see. You can even buy your little pumpkin there and it's for a nice little price instead of these crazy outrageous LA pumpkin patches that are in the middle of the sun and are charging $20 a pumpkin, which is just insane and wild to me. So those are my bucket list items. Those are my main bucket list items, including the movie night type of thing. I want to hop in here real quick, say that I do have actual bucket list items. I just obviously don't plan before I do these videos. All right, back to the video. 7. What book series movie screams Halloween to you? Okay, book-wise, what book screams Halloween to me? I read horror all year, so you know what? I know what book screams Halloween to me. Autumn Crow High Fresh Hell by Cameron Chaney. I think that I read so, like, before I get further into it. Yes, that's the one I'm going to go with. I read so much horror all year that to read something that feels like Halloween specific sometimes feels like, oh, is this childish? And low-key, when I went into Autumn Crow High, Fresh Hell, I felt like, oh, I may feel like this is kind of childish. And then I ended up loving that book. And I feel like it's written specifically for millennials who are our age, in our 30s and everything. It feels nostalgic and in some ways a little young, but not childish at all. And I know that that's hard to explain, but it just really, all of the scares in it seem real, but it's not overly gory. The plotting in it is actually really exciting. I really, really love that book, and it feels like Halloween. I will say that. Cameron absolutely killed it with that novel, and I will recommend that one for sure. That one feels like Halloween. Series, oh my gosh. I don't even think I specifically have a series that feels like Halloween, to be honest. I would have said maybe Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but I've started kind of, well, now it's no longer on Hulu, but I had started watching it just to feel the nostalgia, and now I don't think that it's just specifically Halloween for me anymore. I will say 90s Halloween specific shows. Like I have a list, which I'll link that down below, but I have a watch list of 90s movies and films that just feel like that are Halloween specific, and I start watching those come Halloween time. Like I watch nothing but like a whole lot of nostalgia. I don't watch a lot of new stuff when Halloween comes around because I'm kind of watching all that stuff throughout the rest of the year. So I kind of pick the holidays to be my time to be able to be like, oh, here are my favorites, here's my nostalgia and everything. Let me look back and watch these movies and stuff. I'll put down below I have 2 videos that are watch list videos for Halloween. So I highly recommend you go check those out. All of those movies and shows that I mentioned all feel like Halloween to me, for sure. And finally, movie that screams Halloween to you. Okay, so that one I can choose. There's 2, because there's 2 parts of my Halloween experience. One is Practical Magic, and I know that that's not specifically Halloween, but it feels like fall. I barely watch that movie any other time except when I'm really down. And also, I think I allot myself one springtime watching because it kind of pushes me to get through the next 6 months. But that movie feels like Halloween in the most it's fall type of way, not in the it's Halloween and scary type of way. And then my Halloween, it's scary or whatever, it's Halloween type of thing, is Scream. Love Scream. It was the first movie that really got me into slasher films, and it's the type of slasher that I like, very meta. Wes Craven knew what I loved in a horror film, or what I kind of use that as the basis of any horror film I've ever liked. Is it meta? Does it have a message? Is it artsy? Like, this is kind of the blueprint of if I like a horror film. And so both of those movies are what scream Halloween to me. 8. How do you typically spend your Halloween night? So, I have learned that I really don't want to go anywhere on Halloween. I think at one point, and of course, like when you're in college, you're like, let's go to parties and, stuff like that. But then, like, now, oh, I'm not going to a club or a bar on Halloween. It's not happening. 1, it's probably overpriced. 2, I'm probably going to get a watered down drink. And there's too many people out. everybody, it's far too much and I can't really enjoy it. Now you can ask me like week before, I'd be happy to. But I've learned Halloween, actual Halloween night, last year we stayed home. We finally got a few trick-or-treaters. The pandemic killed trick-or-treating, y'all. And I'm hoping that as time and as people are like, we need some happiness and nostalgia, especially for the kids, and everything starts to come back, we're going to start to get more and more trick-or-treaters. Because that was my main thing when we bought a house. I was like, finally, I get to do Halloween. Last year we got a few. I'm hoping that it grows again this year. But one thing that I loved was that we bought a bunch of snacks and we watched The Exorcist and I forget what else we watched, but we watched The Exorcist and we had a few trick-or-treaters and it was nice. It was just very nice, and we turned on all the creepy lights around the house and stuff. It was so enjoyable to just sit and revel in the last of the Halloween before Christmas came in. And I think that that's how I want to just spend my Halloween from here on out, especially because all during October and everything, from September onward, I'm basically in go mode as far as Halloween is concerned. What movie do you want to go see? What event, what convention, what party, what, whatever. On Halloween, it's nice to just be like, it's Halloween and let me just sit in it. And that's how I would typically like to spend my Halloween now. 9, what does Halloween mean to you? Okay. Well, for me personally, and I think that Lauren mentioned this as well, and I'd be really surprised to see anybody else who was tagged in this say something differently, because I've noticed talking to a lot of other people who are into Halloween feel the exact same way, and that's Halloween is not just scares and freakouts and blood and trick-or-treating and candy and everything. To most of us who really love Halloween, yes, those things are in it and we enjoy them and whatever. But for a lot of us who enjoy Halloween, it's because as a kid, it's like people who love Christmas. You don't just love it just because you love it. You love it because you have memories growing up that were instilled in you that was the best part of the year. For me, I got lucky, and both seasons are really important to me, and they're really nostalgic, and I love really celebrating in. But Halloween, especially for me, growing up where I grew up and everything, it felt like a special time of the year where everybody started loosening up a little bit. We're not just in the holiday season just yet, where everybody seems to be in a good mood, but we're starting to get there. The heat finally breaks, and the skies finally clear up, and everyone seems to be in a better mood, and things start happening that seem so magical and artistic and wonderful. And that's why I love Halloween so much. It just honestly feels like a time when I can reset and be creative and enjoy things and not worry so much anymore. That's honestly what it means to me. That's why I get so excited for it. That's why I try to stretch it out as long as I can, because Halloween is more than just a time for me to dress up. It's a time for me to really enjoy not being so worried about being an adult or paying or being a grown up or whatever in these conversations of like being worried basically 24/7. During Halloween, it just felt like everybody was so creative. And I think that's another thing too, is I noticed so many artistic people love Halloween. And that's because it feels like it's the most artistic time of year. You can create a costume, you can be somebody else, you can dress up. You can decorate your place and make it look like another place. You can come up with these crazy ways to decorate and make a bone look like a bone out of something that's not plastic, but you've sculpted it. There's so many possibilities for creativity. I remember growing up and going to certain neighborhoods, and they would deck out their entire garage into like looking like it was a haunted mansion, or it was some scary like torture chamber or whatever. And as a kid, that was magical. That was crazy. And to also see so many kids running around and who were in costumes and collecting candy and just having a ton of fun, and parents who were all over the place who were also like sitting there and participating in it. Something that we don't get enough as adults. Something, hell, like kids don't even get enough now. It's just have a good time. Christmas has the same, have a good time. But it also in the same way is like very heartfelt. It's very heavy. in a holiday, because you're also sitting there and you're like, but I'm enjoying my friends and my family and I'm thankful for them, and I'm just feeling this moment of heart-filled type of thing. And Halloween is just have a good time. There's no other stipulation. Like, dress up or go get candy or go like be a kid or go apple picking or take some pictures in some pumpkin patches or go on a haunted hayride and get scared out of your wits. It's simply have a good time, and have a good time with other people who are happy to have a good time as well. And I love that that's the only criteria. It is a literal holiday for play. And I think that's beautiful. I think that I know that, like, if for somebody out there, they're just like, it's just a holiday. But for me, it's more than that. It's literally a testament to play. That's what it means to me. And I know that was long-winded, but I really think that it was important to spend a lot of time on that question, because I think a lot of people always ask me, Kelsi, why do you love Halloween so much? Or I've had people come to me and they go, you know, they come to the Halloween party or something and they go, this is amazing. Like, it just feels like being a kid or something again. Or just, how did you, like, make it feel like this? And I think that it's coming at Halloween and this holiday like it's really a time for play. And so I think that's the beautiful thing about Halloween. And honestly, I think that's why the people celebrating the holiday is really starting to come back, and it's really growing in popularity, because people need that time to play. People really need that time to reset, and they're not getting it enough during their everyday lives throughout the rest of the year. That is the last real question, but the last prompt is to tag all of my spooky friends. So I will tag them all down below. I will be tagging, of course, Midge Munster, who is the queen of Halloween, in my opinion. I think I started watching Midge, and she's the one who really got me into Halloween and how colorful and fun it could be, and how you could still express it and have a great time with it. So I'm definitely tagging her down below. I have so many others that I'm going to be tagging down below, because it's such... I think that this community is really great, and I think that there's a difference between the horror and the Halloween community, but I do think that there's a lot of overlap. So I'm going to also tag a couple of people who are from the horror community who I think would actually really appreciate this tag, because they also appreciate Halloween, and I would love to hear their answers to all these questions. Thank you again to Lauren for creating this tag in the first place. This was so much fun to do, and to think of all my answers to these questions, and especially that last one, like just thinking, what does it mean to you and why do you celebrate it, was so much fun to do and so much fun to think about, and like kind of got me choked up, to be honest, and it has me so excited to start Halloween decor hunting and planning and just finding these moments of play throughout my day and my week and everything as we lead up into Halloween for the next couple of months. As we gear up, expect to start seeing a couple of Halloween things show up here and there throughout the channel. But again, really, if you're here for the books and stuff, they will still be here. Really take those videos as you may, as really those places of play, like I mentioned, and those places of art and creativity, because that's how I approach them. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe down below if you liked today's video and you're looking forward to any of the new Halloween content that's coming up and any of the creative content that's coming up. I would love to hear about any of your answers towards any of these questions. You don't have to feel pressured to do the full tag. I know that sometimes that's a lot of pressure, but I would still love to hear, you know, what does Halloween mean to you, if it does mean anything to you? Do you like candy corn? The candy corn thing is a really hot topic, and personally I don't know why, but I get it. I get it. You know, do you like dressing up for Halloween? Is that not your thing? Do you Halloween decor rather? Do you have a spooky bucket list item? I think that I need some ideas, because that one kind of stumped me, to be honest. But let me know down below. And if you do want to do this tag, consider yourself tagged. I would love to hear what you guys are saying towards these questions and stuff. Just make sure that you tag me in the description so I can actually watch the video. I can't wait to watch all of them, and I love that you guys stuck around to hear some of my answers to these questions as I got sentimental about Halloween and everything. I will see y'all in the next video. Thanks y'all again for watching. Bye!